Hey, this is just a quick check-in for everybody who's watching the debates tonight. If you watched it, I think the most jarring thing about the whole night, in my opinion, was the mere fact that on probably the biggest night of 2020, I think they were saying like 80, 90 million people were supposed to be watching the debate. And I said the biggest thing that stood out to me tonight was the mere fact that it was 3 white men sitting on stage discussing our future. I don't know about y'all, but I asked myself, where's the diversity? We couldn't find a woman mediator. We couldn't find a person of color mediator. But the mere fact, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years later, in 2020, the first debate is 3 white men talking and discussing and debating our future. Just like they used to say, man, only in America. I just had a conversation with somebody last night. I said, you know, one thing I respect about white folk, you ain't got to beg them to vote. They're going to vote every chance they get because they understand the importance of power. And I know some of y'all, they only vote because there's things in it for them. That ain't necessarily true. Every candidate that they have to choose from don't have everything it is that they looking for. But they're going to vote for some before they vote for nothing. And my problem is this with us. When we couldn't vote, we wanted to vote. Now that we can vote, now they got to earn my vote. They don't want to earn my vote. I ain't vote. You think you hurting them people's feelings because you don't vote, man? No. Them people don't give a damn if you don't vote. Hope you don't vote. It's like going to a free concert. You ain't finna hurt nobody's feelings if you don't go to a free concert, man. It's another 180 million people gonna be at this concert. They don't care if you don't come. I'm going to turn up with the other 180 million people at this concert. Bruh, it's free. Voting is free. It don't cost us no money. It ain't nothing gonna change. I just was in the mall yesterday. Walked past the Gucci store. It was 100 people in line. Black folk look just like me waiting to go in Gucci and Louis Vuitton. Something didn't change. It wasn't like that in the 60s. It's rigged. It's rigged, man. Them people sit at the table. They already know who's going to be the president. It's rigged. Listen, if only black people can vote, I would probably agree with you that it was rigged. One thing I know about white folk, they ain't finna bamboozle their own people. It's white people standing in them lines, man, for 7, 8 hours trying to vote. You think some white men sat at the table and said, we're going to elect the black guy this year? No, we're going to elect him for 2 years. You think that happened with Obama? If you believe that, you still believe Elvis Presley living. It's like my homegirl told me. She said, you know what? When I voted for Obama, he didn't have to do nothing that he promised. The fact that my vote helped elect the first black president and push the culture forward, that was enough for me. It's some people going to vote against Kamala right now because they don't want to see a sister become the first VP, and that's facts. All I'm saying is when we couldn't vote, we wanted to vote. Now that we can vote, it shouldn't be no excuse. This is a real question I've been trying to figure out, and I always tell y'all, one thing about me, I try to be as transparent as possible. I don't try to act like I know something I don't know it. The question I got for y'all, what is this whole infatuation that the Republicans have with Roe versus Wade? Now, I somewhat know about it. It's about women having the right to do whatever they want to do with their bodies when it comes to abortion, et cetera, et cetera. And I heard it's real big in the Catholic world. Like, I heard Catholics is like, this is probably like one of their top issues. But I'm also confused by that because I said, well, so are Catholics only concerned about what women do with their bodies about pro-life? Or if you're going to care about a woman not aborting something that got a heartbeat or whatever the case may be, do Catholics feel the same way about people who receive the death penalty? whether it's lethal injection or the electric chair. So are they against that too? Or they fine with them people dying? They just want to tell women what to do with their body. So that's kind of why and let me stay on the Catholic thing one more time. Also, what confuses me about the Catholics is if life is that important, which it should be to everybody, be clear on that, why don't they care about what you call the people? I don't know what their name is. They something like the preacher, the head person over the church, Pope or whoever. How don't you care about them funding little boys and they act like that's just perfectly okay? So anyway, help me figure out the Republicans' infatuation with Roe versus Wade, and give me a little clarity on the Catholics' point of view, because I'm just trying to understand it and figure it all out. I appreciate it. Just a quick thought, quick suggestion. I think we all can agree that non-people of color law enforcement and people of color citizens, that combination over the years just been problematic. I think we all can agree with that. I think we all can also agree with non-people of color law enforcement dealing with non-people of color citizens through the course of history, whether it's high-level crimes like a Parkland school shooting where before you got dispatched to that crime scene, law enforcement, you already knew that Nicholas Cruz hadn't killed X amount of innocent students. You knew he was armed, you knew he was dangerous, and you still found a way to bring him to justice peacefully. Dylan Roof, before you got dispatched to that crime scene, you knew he had went into church in Charleston, South Carolina, and killed numerous of innocent people. You knew he was armed and dangerous, and you figured out a way to peacefully bring him to justice. And stopping by Burger King to get him a bite to eat because he was hungry. So I think we all would agree, y'all have mastered how to deal with each other. And to the people who say, oh, well, they didn't resist. Well, neither did George Floyd. Neither did Breonna Taylor. So I say all that to say this. This is my suggestion. Why can't it be when y'all stop us, non-people of color law enforcement, that you can just get on your walkie-talkie or your CB and just ask for a person of color to come out here and deal with me or us? Because I just rather take my chances with that. It'll save you the hassle. It'll save me. It'll save everybody the hassle. Am I saying every non-person of color law enforcement is bad and every person of color law enforcement is good? No. But I take my chances dealing with somebody who better knows how to deal with me. And then y'all just deal with people who y'all are familiar with dealing with and feel comfortable too. And I just feel like that at least attempts to fix the problem. That's just my suggestion.